term mommy is not necessarily used only among relatives. In the TL also such reference among non-relatives exist, and so the SL term mommy has been translated as auntie in its informal reference. I have translated this mommy as auntie. Such non-linguistic societal customs should be taken into consideration by the translator. In the SL, one cannot simply say brother or sister as in the TL because there are two words to choose from. We have Annan, Thambi. That's in to refer a brother. We have for elder brother we have Annan. For younger brother we have Thambi. But in English language we don't have any such variations. We have only one term, brother. Annan, Thambi to refer elder brother and younger brother, and Akka, Thangai to refer elder sister and younger sister. If the SL kinship terms Akka, Annan get translated as elder sister, or so we have to translate Akka as elder sister, Annan as elder brother. We don't have a specific comprehensive term, a single term we don't have in English. They would not be the impressive near equivalents in the TL. Added to this problem, I have come across while translating Jayagandhan's novel, the translator comes across in the SL text kinship terms like Chinnakka, Periyakka. So this is all the more problematic. Chinnakka, Periyakka, which can never be translated into the TL like small. We can't translate small elder sister and big elder sister. It would be too clumsy. It would be also too clumsy if we refer to Periyakka as
or younger elder sister.
It would be confusing to the foreign readers. And we cannot refer them as elder sister number 1, number 2. It would be very odd if you use such.
If you translate as younger elder sister, they may start wondering about the sanity of the Tamil race. They say it's a very ancient race, high culture and all that. They are slightly off the rockers.
So, if it would be also too clumsy if we refer to Periyakka as elder sister number 1 and Chinnakka as elder sister number 2. We can't say. So, the translator has made use of the transliteration of the above words as Chinnakka and Periyakka with an additional footnote. I have solved this problem like this. Many grammatical categories like tense, voice, pronouns cause difficulties in translation, and the translator should make it useful to compare the expression of such categories and the meanings associated with various structures in their source and target languages. Personal pronouns and kinship terms also cause problems for the translators, and the translator has to be very cautious and alert to make up the loss of information caused by the difference in grammatical categories of the source language and target language. That's all. Thank you.
At the ethereal realm, he has tried to grapple with some specific problems of translation. I was particularly struck by, if my memory serves me right, he had raised the question that there are different names of flora and fauna in Sangam literature. Because the people of the Sangam age lived very close to nature. And so in Sangam literature you have significant references to the flora and fauna of that particular Trinay or eco-region, both in terms of similes and in terms of establishing an ambience. It's called Iraichi. I don't want to go into that. In generating that Iraichi ambience or the Dwani, these flora and fauna play a part. Now the question is, there are some typical plants, typical animals, typical flowers, typical to the particular eco-region. The similar eco-region may not be or is not available in, say, the target language country. Suppose it is you translate into Spanish. Maybe in Spain you don't have those trees, you don't have those animals and birds. He has suggested that perhaps there should be an authorized glossary of the names of these flowers, plants, trees, animals, birds, etc. Is it the right way to approach? But it's an interesting question he has flagged in his paper. One of the many interesting things he has said in his paper. I can't wait to hear what he has to say.
Mr. Chair, co-presenter, Tamil scholars, and the audience. My name is Sellathambi Sriskandaraja. I come from the UK. I have Sri Lankan origin. Blood is Sri Lankan. I have come to speak to you on the subject, translation of classical Tamil literature, problems and proposals. Tamil language has now been recognized as a classical language of India, thanks to all those who have striven hard to crack the hard cranium of those who had the power to decide whether a language is classical or not. Tamil is now a classical language. Brilliant. My first flush of enthusiasm and delight stops there, and I am tempted to ask the cynical question, so what? Though the Indian government has recognized Tamil language as a classical language, have the governments of other countries done so too? How can they, when they don't know the depth and breadth of the ancient treasury of Tamil literature? It is when we pose this question, Mahakavi Bharati's words come to life. What did he say? Thiramana Pulamayanil Valinattor Adai Vananga Cheidal Vendum. If the scholarship or literary grandeur is great, then scholars of foreign climes should acknowledge it as such. Have they? They haven't. Of course, there are a few Westerners who have taken the trouble to learn Tamil and to appreciate and admire the treasure of Tamil literature and grammar. But they are far and few apart, compared to the number of Western scholars who have evinced interest in Sanskrit and consequently introduced and popularized Sanskrit literature in the West. The number of those Western scholars who have shown interest in the Tamil literature can be counted on the fingers of one's two hands. History records that up until the end of the 19th century, the West did not know of the Dravidian element in the Indian culture. Indology itself concentrated on Sanskrit, and the study of Indian culture focused on the culture and civilization of North India, not South India. Max Muller laid the foundation for this huge mistake. Max Muller showed the wrong direction and Indology went off at a tangent. It was scholars like William Campbell who stopped the blind march and forced the Western scholars to think of the South Indian culture also. The study of the languages of the South took a new turn only in 1856 when Dr. Robert Caldwell cried halt to the misleading direction shown by Max Muller. By the publication of his monumental linguistic work called Comparative Grammar of the Dravidian or South Indian Family of Languages. The fact that Sanskrit is an Indo-Aryan language may be one of the reasons that attracted the Westerners to Sanskrit. The fact is that Tamil language and literature need due recognition by the people and the scholars of the West as desired by Subramanya Bharatiya. So we have to advertise and market our literary treasures. We have to make ourselves known in the West in the first place. That could be done only by translating the entire body of classical Tamil literature into English and other European languages. In the present political and economic climate,